All right, hello. Today's a different day. New shirt, as you can see. Hair still looks the same. I don't know what's up with this, but you guys are just gonna have to deal with it. Anyway, um, so today I guess I just want to talk about something different. Every day I just kind of want to vent and talk and tell people about um things about BPD, so people can get more of an understanding of what it actually is and what it entails. Um, I'm just going to talk about the stages of BPD, and I have a list right here, and it's a list that I feel like most people go through if they're dealing with somebody like this. So we're just going to jump right into it. So the first stage is the idealization stage, or in other words, the honeymoon phase. Obviously, everybody goes through, a honeymoon phase in a relationship. Like, everything starts off really good, right? You have that initial um, infatuation with the person. You're like so like, attracted to him, and everything seems to be going good. And that's exactly how it is, in the relationship if you're dating someone with BPD. However, there are some other things, to consider when it comes to that. So, some characteristics: one, the partner is seen as perfect in the relationship, um, as the ultimate source of happiness. So, I think the partner in this stage, at least with my experience and reading other people's experiences, partner with BPD puts you on like this pedestal, and you are so perfect, like you're up so high. There's absolutely no wrong that you can do. You are literally perfect. And I was even told by my um, ex, how they told me, you are perfect. And I remember when we were like getting to know each other, blah, 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 all that stuff. I was like, what is something you don't like about me? What's a flaw? Because we were playing just like that question game or whatever. And their response was, you have no flaws. You're amazing. Yeah. Okay. Obviously, now I have all the flaws in the world, as you can imagine. Um, that's what they do. So it says here also intense emotional and physical connection, shower you with affection and attention, and overall just like that quick attachment, right? Um, and I would say just like a strong dependence on you. Like during this stage, they are so like clingy and want to be around you all the time. At least that's how it was for me. It was like constant talking to me, wanting to hang out with me, like constant, constant, constant. It was actually that way throughout the relationship. Like we always talked, literally every day, texted every day, tried to call every day, because we both liked each other. But here it's, clinginess pretty much right off the bat. Um, two, devaluation stage. This says here disillusionment phase. So some characteristics, I'm just going to read off of it. It says small disappointments or perceived slights can lead to intense feelings of betrayal. Excuse me. And the partner may be criticized or blamed for not meeting expectations. Emotional outbursts or withdrawal may occur as the person with BPD struggles with internal conflict. So for me, like the talking stage, it lasted like 6 months. 6 months. Oh my gosh, I can't even speak, you guys. 6 months before anything really, came out of that. So that was 6 months of honeymoon phase in just the talking phase. And naturally, I feel like in that time, because it is the talking phase, you put your best foot forward, right? Because this person is like, well, we haven't even gotten to dating yet. So I still need to, you know, say and do all the right things. So when we do date, that's what I want, is essentially what I'm getting at. So then we started dating, and then I did notice something. I think it was 2 months in, I was drinking alcohol, right? This person didn't really know that I like drink, because I don't, no one necessarily needs to know that I do that. I don't do that a lot, right? I'll do it sometimes, whatever. It's not that big of a deal. I'll have maybe a drink here, 2 drinks there, whatever. And it's mainly like a socializing thing. Like I don't go out and buy my own alcohol really. But anyway, so I told this I was gonna say this person, X, that I drank, and they were basically saying I'm an alcoholic. Like you're an alcoholic, blah blah blah, whatever. And I think that's kind of what started this and kind of like set everything in motion. Like, oh, I'm not this perfect person anymore. I must be an alcoholic if I have a drink here or whatever, you know. And like that's like the first thing that I remember that like kind of like set this person off. So yeah, that was 2 months into dating, but overall that was, oh my gosh, I can't even think. Okay, so like 8 months in, like total. Um but yeah, and then just like I guess little things here and there, and then this person is like, you need to communicate with me. Okay. So like I always had my guard up just because, I don't tell people things. Like people don't need to know things. Like they really don't. It's okay to be a private person. But anyway, they're like, you need to communicate. So I communicated something that I shouldn't have done while this person was away. And it wasn't like anything like I didn't cheat. Um, but it was just like, I guess, a weakness, something that I fell into. And I told this person, like, you know, I like used to struggle with something and I fell back into it when you were on this vacation, right? And they told me to communicate with them if I need to communicate, I need to be open. So I was like, okay, you deserve to know this, so I'm going to tell you. I didn't tell this person till I think probably 2 months later just because I was scared. Looking back, probably shouldn't have said anything. There's just some things I feel like you have to keep to yourself, if I'm being honest, even things that you should keep to yourself for the rest of your life. Anyway, I told this person, they're like, oh, okay, like, I feel like they didn't really say or do much, as soon as it happened. But then that was later used against me. Like anytime we had a fight, an argument, it was always, well, you did this and how dare you do this? And ever since you did that and told me about that, like I always see you as this person. I will never forgive you. And it was that. It was, I'll never forgive you for like what you did, or like I'll never forget what you did. And it was always used against me. It's like, so I think that caused, okay, so the alcohol thing obviously was the first red flag. And then me sharing a weakness was, I think, the thing that ultimately led to the ultimate like breakdown of everything. Because after that, it was constant fighting. And it's one of those things, like I said yesterday in my other video, where, I couldn't go out with my family or with a friend. It was seen as like, it was always like, why are you doing this? Like, you go out so much, like, I need attention, whatever. I can't do this relationship. I remember that. I remember one time specifically, I went to a hockey game with my family, and out of like nowhere, my ex went somewhere with their family, and we were both doing our own thing, whatever, sharing pictures back and forth. I'm at the game, you're at some play or something, I don't know. And all of a sudden, it was like, we need to break up. I can't do this. That was in November, and I'm like, why? Like, what's wrong? I just can't do this. I can't do this. And I think that was a result of my past failures. But eventually we stayed together, but it was like that constantly. It was always push pull. It was, I can't do this. F off. Oh, I love you. Come back. And again, it was just constant, constant, constant. And it's like, if I had a different opinion, we'd get into an argument. If I talked to somebody while this person was present, oh my gosh, I was ignoring you because I was talking to this person. And I hugged somebody who wanted a hug, How dare you do that? Like, it was just a friendly hug. My gosh, like, you're there, I mean nothing by it. But it's like, you can't do anything right. And, maybe what I did, sharing my weaknesses and all that, it probably led to a faster decline, even though we broke up 11 months after I shared my weakness. But like, I don't know, I'm wondering if I would have kept things to myself if this wouldn't have happened. But at the same time, like, the ex is like, you need to communicate stuff with me. Okay, I'm going somewhere with my family. I'm going to see a friend. And it was, always met with, like, I guess, just anger, And it came to the point where I was walking on eggshells and I was like thinking in my head, I can't tell my ex I'm doing this because they are going to freak out. So I stopped telling them that I'm going somewhere. Like, I went to a concert with my family. I didn't tell my ex. Flipped out. You need to tell me things. Well, I do tell you things and you get pissed off either way. I'm not trying to hide anything. And I think it was portrayed that way, but it's like, you just like don't get it. Like, I'm not hiding anything. I'm loyal. We shared locations, but like, came to a point where I was like, I hope so-and-so doesn't look at my location. But it was just like, again, damned if you do, damned if you don't. And again, those perceived slights, those disappointments, whatever, like, you're not allowed to be human. I wasn't allowed to be human with this person. I wasn't allowed to share any weaknesses whatsoever. So unless you are absolutely perfect, then you'll make it work with them. And if you're not perfect, which nobody is, it's not going to work. And I'm speaking, again, based off of my experience, but I know a lot of people have experienced the same thing. And I feel like you could be God himself and they would still have a problem. And one time I remember I went to see my grandma and I was accused of cheating. Show me a picture, is what I was told. Took a picture. Okay, you're good. It's like, dude, like, oh my freaking gosh. But anyway, sorry I went on about that. I don't know how many stages I have. Okay, fear of abandonment. So again, it's like, let me just read this. Intense fear that the partner will leave or reject them even without evidence. This fear may lead to clinginess, controlling behavior, or self-sabotaging, my goodness, actions. So yeah, demand constant reassurance and attention. Like, I'm going to a hockey game. I'm going to hang out with a friend. Oh, you're not spending time with me. You're not texting me. You must be abandoning me. You must not like me, whatever. Engage in behaviors to test the partner's commitment, threats of self-harm, emotional withdrawal, or manipulation. Yes, and I talked about this yesterday. I was emotionally manipulated anytime I did something. We got into an argument, even like the most minor thing. And it was, I'm going to cut myself. And then I got pictures of cutting. So the cutting was real. And I'm like, please stop. Please talk to me. Like, tell me what I need to work on. Like, I was like eager, like, tell me what I can do so I can fix it. Or like, I'm going to take pills. And I started freaking out. Talk to me. Like, what is going on? I remember I was on the phone one time. I was texting 988, the suicide hotline people. And I was like, please help me. Like, I was desperate for help. I was scared, right? I was scared. And like, you feel like the burden is on you. Like, you're the reason they feel this way. If they do something, it's your fault. Like, it is just insane how they manipulate you. And I think they do it, like it says right here, to test you. Are you loyal or are you not? I was loyal. I was willing to do anything. But in the end, it didn't matter because I was left for someone else. And yeah, accuse the partner of being distant or unfaithful. Yeah. For push-pull dynamic. So yeah, like I was talking about, pushing you away because you did this or we don't agree on this or whatever. F off is what I was told. And then, oh, I'm sorry, I love you. And it was constant. And as the relationship progressed on, that became more and more frequent. And like sometimes like they're just like F off, I want to be alone. And you're like, okay, but you check on them, sometimes. And I don't know, like it doesn't even matter, like they're the ones talking about communication and how important it is. And you're trying to get to the bottom of it, but they won't let you because they push you away. But yeah, I was given the silent treatment a lot at the end. And yeah, it was difficult because I would check in and be like, hey, thinking about you, hope you're doing okay. And was met with really no response. So sometimes I wouldn't even respond. And they're like, why didn't you respond? Or like, I would respond, leave me alone. Like, it's lose-lose situation. In the end, before the actual breakup, before I was left for someone else, things were inevitable. I think the breakup, the fact that this person found someone else was like a way for them to leave me, right? Because they had someone else at that point. But it was like, I don't know if I can do this. Like, and I was like, should we take a break? Like, well, I don't want to take a break. Like, maybe we should just end it, but I don't know. Like, it's like, okay, my gosh, whatever. So yeah, alternating between those things. The next one, crisis or breakdown stage. This is new to me. Let me read it really quick. Intense conflicts may lead to threats of breakup or actual separation. Okay, there you go. It's kind of what I was mentioning. Feel abandoned even in minor disagreements. Minor, mind you. Emotional exhaustion for both partners is common. I feel like my ex was exhausted. I was exhausted. Actually, yesterday when I broke no contact, it was, I was told, because I said, like, I'm not going to lie, I'm depressed, I'm suicidal. And then it was met with, well, you made me suicidal the entire relationship. I made you suicidal or you made yourself suicidal? Why am I always responsible for how you are? And like, I would reach out. Okay, so breakup happened in August. It's end of December. So from August to December, I'd reach out a couple of times. Like, hey, we should hang out, or like, hey, hope you're doing all right, or whatever, And then, just things like that, like hardly talking here and there sometimes, but nothing major, right? Mainly because I was ignored and I wasn't given a response. But, what was my point? Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, you guys. The fact that, oh my gosh, I have a point. Just hold on. Oh yeah, and then it was just like I was told, you're making my life miserable. You made my life miserable the past couple of months. It's like, how is that possible? We've hardly talked. Like, why are you letting me impact the way you are? Like, yes, I am not going to reach out anymore, especially if I am such a burden to you. You know what I mean? Like, but like, I guess my question is, if I leave, will you suddenly be an amazing person? Will your BPD go away? Or was I the cause of your BPD since you were diagnosed with it during our relationship? I highly doubt that. Anyway, moving on. Reconciliation or relationship end. Both partners are committed, therapy and communication may help stabilize a relationship. I told my ex, well, I was trying to like ask them about BPD. Huge mistake. Even though they tell you that they have it and they send you Instagram reels about it, lesson learned, do not ask them about it because they will rage. And like you could be like going about it in the nicest way possible, in a almost therapist kind of way, and you will still get crapped on. But anyway, I basically said, I want to help you. And then it was met with, I don't need help. If you don't need help from me, you're probably not going to get therapy. So that's lost cause right there. But I think reconciliation is, yeah, unless the person does get treatment, I think that makes a big difference. If the relationship ends, they may experience intense feelings of emptiness, self-blame, or anger. Well, I was discarded. I was left for someone else, like I have mentioned numerous times. And it's crazy because the day before, or a couple of days before, they're like, I need you, like whatever. And you buy into that BS, and they just leave you like nothing happened. You're talking constantly every day. So all of a sudden, they're like, I need space. And then nothing. And then this entire time, they're talking to someone else behind your back. And you're blamed for the fact that they moved on and basically left you. It's wild. Like, it's just a wild thing, But yeah, so I want to say like the last thing is discard. And I think I was like, there's like devaluation, again, that push pull where they devalue and then they come back, like that ideally, whatever, honeymoon phase. You guys get what I'm saying. But where they come back and they leave. F you, I love you. F you, I love you. And because they say I love you, you're so drawn to that. And you're like, yes, it's literally like taking a drug. Like, and all you want is for them to love you and to treat you how they did in the beginning. But that's never going to come back, because once they know the real you, once they understand that you're a human being with flaws, just like literally everyone else on this earth, then they'll leave you, And I think that's my fear though. Like, what if, like, this person they're with now, what if they thrive with them? Am I really not good enough? Was me talking about my weakness and sharing that and sharing my vulnerabilities, did that cause the ultimate discard? But at the same time, I was told to. At the same time, it's like I thought I should share that because we're obviously close. But that was the wrong move, I guess. But you can't help but question and wonder. And like, yes, it sounds like a lot of people experience these stages and a lot of people are discarded by their ex with BPD. But you wonder, will they thrive with someone else? That's the question I have. And, you just want to know the answer, yes or no. But you're left with this unknown, like, I don't know. It's wild. But anyway, just wanted to talk about the stages, you guys. Again, let me know your experiences, down below. I'd love to hear them. Love to talk with you guys about, your experiences. Because again, I think it helps to vent. And once again, misery loves company. No one loves misery, but everybody loves when, not loves, but appreciates when people have gone through it. So that way, you feel like you're not alone. But yeah, thank you guys for listening. Yeah, I'm sure I'm gonna have more videos. I might even upload another one with the same shirt. You never know. But yeah, thanks for watching and see y'all later. Bye.